Women are beginning to get themselves ready for the penultimate track event of the evening, the final of the 3,000 metres, just the women's 60 to come after that. And it really is going to be a brilliant battle over 15 laps.
See that 20-strong field there. We've seen this done before so that key athletes can double. I don't know if there was a plan for someone to double and it's not come off. Marta Pérez of Spain might be the only athlete. We saw her in the 1,500 metres earlier. She is lined up there, just the outside of that back line, but 20 athletes, what a load. Seyaum there of Ethiopia. Dawit Seyaum, could she be the woman to lead? A 1-2-3 for Ethiopia. The men will not have that in Sunday's 3,000 metre final, but it could happen for the women in this event. Take a look at the athletes on your screen. Luiza Gega there, Albanian national record holder in everything from 800 metres to marathon, including the steeplechase. Eloise Markovic, European indoor champion. Jebitok of Kenya. First Canadian athlete there, Ejgayehu Taye of Ethiopia. Olympic Games, 5th placer in that 5,000 metres. Ryan of Australia. It's a huge field. Hanna Klein of Germany. Could have expected her in the 1,500 metres, choosing to run this instead. Look out for her if it's slow. Meredith Barter, so experienced over cross-country, indoor track, outdoor track. Galván of Mexico. And Marta Pérez is qualified for the 1,500 metre final, but has come back tonight. Lemlem Hailu, winner of the World Indoor Tour in 2020. She got a wild card. That's why they've got 3 athletes. Purrier, Pierre and Monson of USA. Watch out for these women. They're incredibly fast. Monson soloed at 8:31. Pretty much soloed at 8:31 earlier in the indoor season. And Purrier Pierre has got a ferocious finish. But Debues, Stafford, if you want to look for a change of pace in this field, look no further than this Canadian woman. Canadian national record holder over 3,000 metres and 5,000 metres indoors. Chebet of Kenya, Jessica Hull, another 1,500 metre specialist, could be dangerous. Teferi of Israel. It's been quite short for her. She might be one to push the pace. And our third and final Ethiopian, Dawit Seyaum, world indoor silver medalist over 1,500 metres. She won in Galván this year. She won the 1,500 in Birmingham this year. And she has that world leading time of 8:23.24. Perez and Galván just discussing, are we allowed to go straight into lane 1? Is there any way we could with this many athletes? The athletes on your screen here, they'll run around the outside and cut in around 50 metres. This is a huge field. I will be holding my breath for at least 400 metres as they sort themselves out. See Debues, Stafford there. Saw her sister run tremendously well to make the 1,500 metre final earlier this morning. Pierre there, slotted in on the inside. She's done very well to get herself into that position. So just where you want to be in this final, but it doesn't look fast so far. As these women just sort themselves out in these first few laps. Debues Stafford, the first athlete to say, I do not want this to be a jog and a sprint. Surprised by that. Her 1,500 metre force is formidable. I wouldn't want to race against that. But she's happy to take up the running, perhaps getting clipped from behind, doesn't want to fall, doesn't want to lose a shoe. But Canadian Debues Stafford at the minute, happy to lead.
Interesting to see her wanting the pace to be something slightly higher than pedestrian. And quite a few of the big names are paying attention at the front. Purrier, Pierre, the American, just tucked in behind Chebet, and then just behind her, Dawit Seyaum. The Ethiopians do have high hopes of a clean sweep in this race, but there's a long way to go. What would your tactics have been in a race with a field this big on such a tight 200? Would you have hung off the back if the pace was gentle, or would you have done what the likes of Chebet and Purrier Pierre have done and stick to the leaders like glue?
Purrier Pierre, Chebet, Seyaum, for me, they're in the right position, and Debues Stafford as well. She's confident, she's fast enough, she's fit enough to lead this. In a field of this size, on a tight indoor track, there is, for me, no point in being further back the field. There is no advantage. Outdoors, over a 5K, maybe you can keep out of trouble. You don't get involved in the little spurts and the backwards and the forwards and the changing position. But indoors, if you look at the two Australian athletes, they were running together. They're having a torrid time there in the middle. And Amy Eloise Markovic as well, she's getting pushed and shoved. But Debues Stafford is enjoying it out there in the front. But look, another two Ethiopians tucked in there, just chopping their stride, expending energy. Keep your eye on Alicia Monson there. Like I said, she's a really strong front runner. She could maybe be sitting in for a kilometre and then pushing on, coached by Dathan Ritzenheim, so experienced over some longer distances. But Seyaum, Taye and Hailu just starting to assert their authority on this field. But the rest of these women aren't going to let it happen. Gabriela Debues Stafford suddenly finds herself in a bit of trouble and a bit of traffic. Beatrice Chebet, world junior cross-country champion, not experienced over the track or indoor track, but doing a really good job at keeping herself towards the front of this field.
Two massive junior titles for her, the 5,000 in 2018 and then won the World Junior Cross. What a brilliant edition of the cross that was in Aarhus in Denmark. They really did a fantastic job. Some serious undulations on that course. Even Jakob Ingebrigtsen was blowing by the time he got to the end. But Seyaum leads, and Seyaum, by the way, had an unratified 5K world record at the end of December, 14:39 on the roads, but it wasn't a ratified course, so it didn't stand. That gives you an indication as to the quality and the form that she's in at the moment, with Taye, her compatriot, now taking her turn at the front. Ethiopia 1, Kenya 2, Ethiopia 3, and she just got her heels clipped there, Seyaum, and that's why she decided to come wide on the outside. They're very, very bunched.
They are. Gabriela Debues Stafford is doing a decent job at protecting her position. But look at Chebet, she's going backwards, she's going forward. She got into the lead then she slammed the brakes on again. Does she want to lead or not? Taye was doing a good job of getting it moving. Now for me, Alicia Monson, I would bet she's just going to push this on. There is too much messing around. See, Jessica Hull's got herself out of trouble. She's got herself ready to follow anything that Alicia Monson does. But as we saw in the men's heat, these athletes, they do a kick to get to the front and then they settle back down. None of these yet are proper moves. We saw Hailu there of Ethiopia, seeing her teammates towards the front of the race. They will be so passionate about getting this 1, 2, 3. Is it Purrier St. Pierre? Is she going to be the first athlete to crack? Nope, it was another phantom move, just getting herself further up, but not actually trying to challenge the lead.
The Ethiopians tightly packed at the front. And St. Pierre, once again, having to check her stride. She's getting frustrated visibly. The American just on the inside now. She's managed to force her way through, but she's forced her way through into no man's land because she's instantly blocked by Chebet up ahead of her. And I wonder whether she'd be better off going to the front and stretching this out a little bit.
Purrier St. Pierre and Gabriela Debues Stafford, they're just pinned on the inside there. Chebet is doing a fantastic job for someone, as far as I know, hasn't got tremendous experience running on the indoor circuit. Beatrice Chebet there of Kenya has just stuck to her task incredibly well. Maybe her coach just said, just try and stick in second or third and stay out of trouble. You feel like this pace is just going to lift. It was 3:03 for the first kilometre. They've got 200 metres left to go of this second kilometre, and you would expect the pace to really get going. I think Taye might be winding it up from the front. That's why we haven't seen Purrier St. Pierre or Alicia Monson able to hit the front. Gabriela Debues Stafford has got a ferocious last 300 or 400 metres on her, but she can only use that if she can get near the front and if she can get out of that position. She's there on the inside with her bright yellow hair. Taye, Seyaum, Hailu of Ethiopia. Monson having another go. She hasn't got the turn of pace for me to overtake these athletes and get into the front.
And they will also be acutely aware of Gabby Debues Stafford's abilities on the closing laps, because the Ethiopians have got quite an advanced coaching setup. They don't just go out and run eyeballs out. There's quite a sophisticated tactical setup there, so they'll know exactly who the main protagonists are in terms of those likely to deny them the possibility of the 1, 2, 3, which is still on at the moment, albeit they've got world-class athletes still right beside them. But someone's going to have to make a move, because little by little this race is edging to a conclusion. There's now less than 4 laps to go.
Dawit Seyaum is head and shoulders ahead everybody else in this field with her 8.23. Taye in the lead at the moment, she's done 8.26. I really think they want to get this moving. They do not want to leave the door open for Purrier St. Pierre or Gabriela Debues Stafford to outkick them, or Jessica Hull of Australia. She's lurking towards the back of the group, and for the first time, Dawit Seyaum eases herself into the lead. Taye moves wide to protect her, and they've got Hailu with her. This would be the team plan. Under 3 laps to go. They're coming up to 500 metres to go. It's Ethiopia 1, 2, 3 at the moment, but here comes Gabriela Debues Stafford. The kick is getting going.
Hailu leading, Ethiopia 1, 2, 3. Debues Stafford is still there, so too Beatrice Chebet, and the 2 Americans, Purrier St. Pierre and Alicia Monson. They're sticking with the Ethiopians at the moment, and they're not having it all their own way with 400 to go.
Purrier St. Pierre is dangerous in this position, so is Gabriela Debues Stafford. You can see the Ethiopians have been split by the North Americans. They're working hard to try and make this Ethiopian 1, 2, 3 a reality, but they are not going to have it all their own way. There is just 300 metres to go. A group of 5 for the first time, just separating themselves from the rest of the field. They're coming up on lap runners. Could that have any effect on the team effects? But it's Hailu from Seyaum. And here comes Gabriela Debues Stafford as they hit the bell. Purrier St. Pierre, it's all to fight for in this last lap. And they're pumping their arms down the back straights. Ethiopia 1, it's USA 2, Ethiopia 3 and 4, Canada 5, 100 metres to go. And can Hailu turn the upset on her teammates? Hailu would not be the Ethiopian we'd expect to win. Can Purrier St. Pierre take a surprise victory? It's not going to be. Hailu of Ethiopia 1. Purrier St. Pierre silver. What a fantastic run from the American, and Taye of Ethiopia coming home for bronze. Seyaum, the world lead coming into this event, the accomplished indoor runner, having to settle for 5th place there. What a race.
A great battle on the last lap, and a wonderful silver medal for Elinor Purrier St. Pierre. There was all sorts going on down that last home straight, a little bit of bumping and barging. In the end, there was very little in it, just around 0.2 of a second. I've watched Lemlem Hailu a few times before, only made the semis of the World Champs in Doha and Tokyo last summer, but she's so good, Lemlem Hailu, and at last she delivers the global title that her promise has indicated she'd be capable of. Purrier St. Pierre, though, with the silver, should be over the moon with that. She wasn't a million miles away from turning that into a gold.
No, Purrier St. Pierre has shown so much promise. She's got some fantastic personal bests. She's done some great races on the circuit. Unlucky picking up an injury before Tokyo. You might have expected to see her in that top 5, top 6, but today she's converted it into a silver medal at the championships. Hailu there, desperate for some water. She deserved it. She did win that World Indoor Tour in 2020. It's one thing to perform consistently over a season and rack up those points, but to convert that into a championship gold medal is really very impressive. Here, Marta Pérez did run that whole race. I thought she might just be turning up so as not to get disqualified from her final, the 1500 later, but busy weekend for the Spanish athlete.
She finished 17th as well, inside 9 minutes. So, they thought they might get gold, silver and bronze. In the end, gold, bronze and 5th for the Ethiopian trio. But this was a brilliant last lap. St. Pierre managed to find a way through on the inside of Gabby Debues Stafford. And at this stage, she mounted her charge to turn a silver or a bronze into a gold. And she put her under immense pressure. Now, watch Taye coming wide on the outside. There's a tiny little bit of stride checking going on there. Taye had to then come back on the inside. Purrier St. Pierre was ahead of her, so she had the right to choose her own line. Arms out towards the finish from all 3. Hailu with the title, St. Pierre with the silver, and Taye with the bronze. Gabby Debues Stafford very, very close behind. But her mistake, I think, was letting the American come through on her inside just at the bell.
Gabriela Debues Stafford, she's such a huge move into the bell, and it seemed like that was her only move. She didn't have anything else to counter it. was Purrier St. Pierre judged her effort a tiny bit better, but Taye led for so much of the second half of that race. She got swallowed up when all the kicks started. She got enveloped, and I really felt for her. She'd done so much work early on, and it's great to see her come through for that bronze medal. That confirmed result there, the women's 3,000-metre final. Lemlem Hailu, season's best, 8:41. Purrier St. Pierre in silver medal. And Ejgayehu Taye of Ethiopia in bronze.